I'm having a time. I'm having a time. I just want to work, man. I just want to do work. You okay, love? I'm upset because everything is breaking. I don't know why I fill that in because it's not like they're going to read it. It's fucking Adobe. Well, might as well come over here for a second. Yeah, it's the old version. They're not. Yeah, they don't even support it. So it's like there's literally no point. That's why I don't even have my email in it. Okay. Let's try again. Can we crash stream a third time? I mean, it's like you message them and they say, oh, you have the Steam version, we can't help you. Wow! God, Adobe sucks. Okay, is stream gonna crash a third time? I don't. If it does, I genuinely don't know what to do. If it crashes again, I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do. Is the thing. I could do the Unity side of it, maybe. God, talk about being between a rock and a hard place. Do we do Substance Painter or do we do Unity? Ugh. Hi, Nemo. Could reduce the resolution. I could reduce the resolution. I'll do something else, say like more short prep. I mean, I guess I could. It's not what I want to do, but I could. Do, do, do. Can we interact with the layer? Hold on to your socks, everybody. We'll see if the stream crashes again. I'm going to jump back in the loft a little bit. Okay, don't push yourself too hard. Okay, F this noise. Let's do this instead. Adobe more like Adobe. Well, that's going to be a problem. Cool. Drink tea. Calm down. Okay. So let's put music back on again. Play the stream doesn't explode again. If it does, I throw in the hat and I give up for today. And I try to do work off stream. If we get a fourth crash, that's I give up. Good old Substance Painter. Love-hate relationship of Substance Painter. When it works, it's great, but it only works like 50% of the time, which is not a good success rate. Can't hold the tension. Guess that's it. I don't remember where this file is. Sorry, I'm trying to locate a file. If that happens, do you want me to join you on stream? Well, if I crash again, I won't stream. I'll just give up. I'll just work off stream. I'll sit in Discord and work. Where is this file? You could do something to calm you down. I am calming down. I know it sounds like I'm not. There is apparently an alternative to Substance Painter, but I do not know if it's an actual good alternative like DaVinci. I have looked into it. The last time I did research into a Substance Painter alternative, I couldn't find one that I felt was satisfactory. Time. Empty hearts waiting. I genuinely can't find this. What the fuck? I genuinely can't find. I'm trying to find Substance Painter's Substance export file. At least you can use this version of Substance Painter without limitations, just no updates. I don't even care that I'm not receiving updates. I just want it to work. I'm not asking for much. I just want it to work. But it's Adobe. So the response is fuck you. Anyway, I'm trying to find the freaking export folder. Where is Substance's export folder and why is it in a weird place? Where reliability? Insert monkey, or I think it's a monkey. It's an orangutan. Don't call him a monkey. Don't call him a monkey. Ape. Ape. Ook. That's a Discworld joke. Sorry, I was making a Discworld joke. You probably didn't get that. Ook. Don't mind me. Insert cat. Oh dear. Bongo bongo. God damn it, past me. It's fine. You know what, it's fine. I wanted to update the textures, because I know I exported a more recent version of the texture, but I can't fucking find the export file. Because I don't know where Adobe put it. Looking for that feeling. Oh my god, I found it. After all, just as I was about to give up. You wanna run away? The sound of flames. It's not too late. California dreaming, looking for that feeling. There we go. I found it. I found it. Remember when I was talking about my PC drives the other day, and I was talking about how some programs just still don't ask you where you want to put stuff? Substance is one of them. Even though my Substance Painter is installed on a different drive, it exports to the C drive, and I forget that constantly. So I found it. I found it. There we go. I just wanted to update the texture, that's all. So we can actually see how it looks more. Okay. Alright, let's do some Unity work. So yeah, this is the bit that I was talking about this morning. This bit of fur that's like a darker color than the rest. That's a normals issue. And despite my best efforts, I can't get anything to fix it. And it's such a minor issue that you wouldn't notice, but I know it's there and it bothers me. It bothers me a lot, but it's fine. I think I'm the only one it bothers. I think I'm the only person it bothers, but yeah. I've probably put 6 hours off stream into trying to fix that. And I have not been able to. So I think I'm at the point where it has to have a line put underneath it and we leave it. Anyway. Here we go. You showed the issue and I still didn't see it. See? It's that. It is that bit of fur is a darker color than everything else. You see what I mean? I told you this morning of like, it's an issue that probably only I would notice because I made it. Okay, so we'll do some Unity work today instead. So we're going to set up some controls, possibly some expressions boopies if you have thought about how you want them mapped, unless you want me to just take like initiative and map them in a way that I feel works. Sorry, I was distracted. You're fine. You're literally doing other stuff. I love you. I think I've done the physics okay. Obviously, the things like that kind of unavoidable, and loads of VR chat avatars have stuff like that happen. So we can see our physics in action. So when it comes to things like the belly and the butt, I have copied the settings from the original Mama Gen. The boobs, I've kind of had to do my own thing. Because go figure, majority of boob settings in VR chat, not really realistic in the slightest, frankly. This program is a little bit of a hyper-focus of mine. Oh, you've been getting into Unity, have you? Yes, so I've put a collider on the head and on the snoot to try and help with the hair. Because obviously the hair really wanted to clip inside the head and also through the snout. So first I put the head collider on and it was fine, but then it really wanted to go through the snoot as well. So I put 2 colliders on the head and snoot, primarily to stop the hair going inside. I've put colliders on the arms so that they interact with the bibs. Something that I have on my avatar is I also have a hip collider, which exists primarily to stop the tail, like, coming through. But I think I've set it up a way with the angle limiters. The angle limiters are kind of stopping it from doing that. Only the creator companion. Ah, yes, the creator companion. Which then opens Unity for you. Look at all these projects. Look at all of these projects that I probably need to delete because they're legacy versions. And they don't even work anymore because the version of Unity that we use has upgraded. So you can see that, like, the tail can only be lifted up so high because of the angle limiters. I don't know, I might tweak that actually. If that's as high as that tail can go, I might tweak that slightly. Look at this big old tail. What you doing with that big old tail? Oh, I put a little bit of stretch on it. You can probably tell from that. It's actually got stretch on it, so if someone yanks on the tail, it stretches a little bit like a cartoon almost. So hurry up, fuck it up. Make your mistakes. You'll be broken hearted. Yeah, limits. Maybe lower the limit a little bit. 36. So you can see these little cones. They limit how far the bone will bend. Not sure who's going to be pulling my tail up that high, but it's good to have. I'm only using upwards because from this camera angle, upwards is an easy direction to pull it in because it's in a cone. It's in all directions, so that includes moving it to the side. It's also so a good way to test this is to heckin' shake you. Basically, if you're running around, so that is why I might sometimes put a hip collider in, is if we're playing a game and you're looking forward and walking backwards, sometimes on certain avatars the tails can like straight up just go like, you know, up and through your chest depending on how you're moving. But I think I got the limiters in a good enough way that it's not gonna like, basically it's not gonna go in your face. If you're moving backwards, if we're like playing a game and you're moving backwards, say like we're playing that shooting game in the arena, you're running and jumping around and shooting, your tail shouldn't go in your face. Which is the main thing trying to stop. So yeah. Let's copy component. We exit play mode, and it sets it back to how it was before we messed with it, and then we paste values so that the changes we made take effect. One change I also was going to make from when I went into VR and last tested this is I wanted to maybe put a little bit more gravity on the hair, because I felt like the gravity wasn't doing a lot. I mean, it does have a very tiny amount of gravity on it. Again, this is one of those weird ones where I'm just gonna... The best way for me to test this is probably to grab you and... Wah, get rotated, idiot. Hair. Gravity. Rude. It's funny though. Get rotated. You can slightly better see the boob physics that I've put on it now. Ladies, genuinely, how do we feel about the physics on the ladies? Because, my god, it's hard. Actually. Because part of the problem as well is that literally with how it's modeled of if you try to apply gravity to them, they start to clip inside the chest because gravity obviously tries to make them go straight down from their origin, which is here. So when you apply gravity, they clip inside the chest. Anyway, so you can see how hair is being stopped there. So yeah, a bit more gravity on the hair, I think, works well. I think I need to change the drop-off, though. I think the drop-off is a little too high. We've lost a little bit of that bounce. Hang on, let me reset it, which I just do by doing that. Let me go back in. Yeah, I think I lost a bit of the volume. I think I lost some of the volume there. Yeah. Basically, we want basically around here is where we kind of want gravity to stop, essentially. Again, you're not really going to be tilted at that extreme an angle. But I think it just helps putting a little tiny bit of weight in hair so that when you... Basically, if you tilt your head to the side, the hair will tilt with it. I'm wiggling my head. You can't see me because I don't have the 3D model put on. I think I could technically turn the 3D back on because we're not in Substance. You don't know my tilting skills? She's so tilted. Get rotated. Yeah, that's what I meant. That was what I was referencing. Get rotated. Initializing. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, interesting. He's pulling a Michael Jackson. Interesting. Why? Hmm. Oh, it's probably because OBS crashed. That's crazy. So Substance making OBS crashed. I then told OBS to open in safe mode, and I think because it's in safe mode, it's not connecting to Arudo. Thanks, Substance Painter. You ruined everything. Cool. We'll leave that then. No 3D today. Substance Painter has told us no. Not allowed. This is why we can't have nice things. Don't bother filing your complaints to Adobe because they won't listen. Yeah, to go into what I was saying earlier, I can probably demonstrate if I go to the boob physics and I increase the gravity, they go inside the chest because of how like the bones are set up. So it's like, that's not ideal. Which is, I guess, why VR boobs are the way they are. Why do VR boobs seem to defy gravity? Because if you give them gravity, they clip inside your chest, which is not what you want them to look like. My takeaway from that, as a 3D artist and game dev, is that, and this will be funny for you to have out of context, you have to make the boobs T-pose. Is the takeaway from that. So that when you apply physics to them, they drop down. That's the takeaway. Put that on a t-shirt. You gotta make the boobs T-pose. I hope someone is clipping this. This is informative. I'm giving people knowledge. Additional knowledge acquired. If we turn the gravity, you gotta model boobs like that. Is the takeaway. You model boobs like that in a T-pose so that when you apply physics to them, they droop down naturally. That's the takeaway. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's criminal that my 3D VTuber isn't working. I feel like having my face for that would have been just an adventure. Yeah. It's weird, yeah, because the literally the source in OBS, I can even show you, the source for my VTuber in OBS has turned red. And I've never seen that. And I realized that it's probably because I launched OBS in safe mode, it says up there, safe mode, to try and stop it crashing. So if I launch, interestingly, if I launch an OBS in safe mode to try and stop Substance from crashing, it doesn't let my VTuber work. And Substance broke anyway, so. Okay. Hold up. Ah. I didn't plug this in. One collider, please. No, it's going to be two colliders. Two colliders, please. Arm colliders. I have to separate these out. Right arm collider. Left arm collider. Component. So we have arm colliders. Thank you. Your heart again. Up in the city of sin singing. Okay, so now when the arms cross across the chest, they should interact. Whether they will interact well remains to be seen. Yeah. Suppose I should have figured something like that would happen. It's just me. I know they'll never be perfect like RL Booba, but I do really like them. I mean, I'll try my best. I try my damn best. Give the tush a little shake. Because it is a video game, so obviously clipping will occur like that. I'm just like, it's unavoidable, really. VR chat is not working on that level of physics. You could put colliders in every single section of the body, but your avatar rating would probably tank. You're telling me I won't clip IRL? I'm afraid not. I actually kind of like how you can see them sort of, like, move a little bit. That does feel reasonably natural, as much as we can in video games. Oh, I can hear soaring. That's good. Spook will come through the ceiling in a minute. Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy. That hurt. I was just thinking of that. You have a ghost in your attic. I do. I have a spook in the attic. Hey, spook. Hey, Blue. Yep, that's how that'll go. No, let's be real. I'm too much of a panicker just to be like, oh my god, are you okay? Okay. So I think we're okay with the physics. I believe I have it by default. Yeah, so the tail will interact with the floor collider. And I believe I can set it up so that the floor collider is toggleable. So if you are sat on the floor, you can choose to have the tail go into the floor, which sometimes can be better, I have found. Another benefit of video games when you are a furry, if sometimes you sit down, your tail just kind of like gets in the way. So you can just have the tail out of the way. You can see it hitting the floor. Whereas I think if I turn that off, the next time she does a squat, the tail will go down. I believe. Yeah, there you go. See, it goes underneath. So I can make it so that that's toggleable. I mean, sure, Archer is near for a safe landing spot. I mean, ironically, he's probably not far off where Spook is in the ceiling. I forgot I have a big question. What is the big question? Hundreds of plushies who will have somewhere safe to fall. That was kind of funny at Somna when all the fluffs were sitting and the tails were hung from the ceiling. That was funny. That was funny. Still have that photo. Yes, that was at Somna. Well remembered. That was last year. Because yeah, that was what I did. I turned the floor collider off for the tail. Because when we were all lying down on our backs, all the tails were clipping up inside, so we turned off the collider so that they would go inside. They would go below, sorry. Where's the tail picture? There it is. Someone's compensating for something. Can we make her work with Warudo? I want to use her in it however much it costs. It should work automatically if I'm correct. It won't work automatically. I do have to set it up as a file for Warudo. Because there is VR chat. The file that I use for a Warudo is a .vrm. I believe Warudo has its own file format, but you can also use VRMs. But yeah, I can set up a VRM. I will say it won't have the same fidelity and accuracy as my model because there aren't face tracking blend shapes on this. I could put face tracking blend shapes on this. It means I gotta go back into Blender. Yeah, annoyingly, it's annoying that I don't have my thing on, but you can the face tracking blend shapes are not needed. It would be the same sort of it would be the kind of comparison between like this model, my current model, because I don't have it on, and my old one. If we kind of compare how the old model used to move. Whereas in comparison to the current one, where we've got like tracked eye movement and more sort of It's just like a higher level. Like I can make it without. I can make it without the face tracking blend shapes. I can still make it. But yeah, because when we started this, you said how like you don't have full body, you don't have face tracking, so I didn't think to make face tracking blend shapes, but obviously you can use face tracking outside of VR. You can use them in VTuber software. But yeah, it will still work. I can totally still make a VRM out of this, and it will work. Yeah, if I can get Substance Painter to behave and actually get the texture finished, that is also a thing I can do. I might raise my hand and say it is something that I can do when she is finished, potentially at a later date, just because of wanting to get... I kind of want to get the texture and the model finished for VR chat so I can move on to some of the other commissions that are queued. And get stuff to put in my booth for Ferality. So it might be a post Ferality thing, but yeah, because conversing VR chat avatars into VRMs is a service I offer, because obviously I've done it myself. But yeah. It does mean that because I've told you before about how I use an iPhone for face tracking to get the detailed face tracking. You won't need that because your model won't support it. You can just use a webcam. So if you don't have an iPhone, you don't need to buy one. And if it's something that you want to consider in the future, I can add the blend shapes in. Because it'll only be affecting the face, so I wouldn't really need to like redo the texture or anything. Because I'm just manipulating the face. So yeah, it is something that can be done later on. You can think about it, and you can change your mind if you want. I can add in blend shapes later on. Because again, if you don't have face tracking in VR, it kind of doesn't matter if the VR version has the blend shapes. So I could literally just make a separate version. I wouldn't need to update the VR one for the VRM. I could just have another FBX that's literally just called Boopy's VRM FBX. And that one has the blend shapes on. Because I made not all of them, but I made some of the face tracking blend shapes for my avatar, because weirdly the leggy came with some but not all of them, which was odd. So I made some of the face tracking blend shapes on mine. So I know the theory. Much like with this, it's like, you know, doing the kit bash for you. I've only ever kit bashed one other thing, which was mine. So I've only ever made blend shapes for one other thing, which is mine. Which is why it's not a service that I advertise, but it is something I can do. Right, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up the Hyaenid and just have a little peek at how their animations are set up. I assume not, but does the Cobble have those? It does not, no. The Cobble does not have face tracking blend shapes. Maybe in the future I should consider doing it, because people having face tracking on their VR headsets is getting more and more common. So apparently models coming with face tracking is becoming like a selling point. Being called Mama Yeen made me blush, even though that's technically what it is. Well, yeah, calling it the Yeen gen didn't make sense. It's not got gen parts, so Mama Yeen it is. Which one are we using? We're using this one, apparently. Oh, that's a lot of options. Okay. Okay, body options we're probably not really going to be messing with. Unless you want things that you can toggle on and off, like fangs and stuff. These are things I can put toggles for. Your avatar doesn't have emissions. Okay, we got ear wiggles. They put a tongue control in. A tail wag. I can't do toe wiggles because the Mama Gen didn't have the bones for it, which is another weird thing that you say. I can make the piercings toggleable. Let me have a look under the hood. Animations. Action, FX, FXE, and gesture. 2 FX layers. Interesting. Gesture E. Oh, is that going to be for example E? Ah, fully customizable preset. Right. So that's why that one has a different effects layer. Hi, Jay. I'm not a pretty lady. You could be. You could be. Okay, so we got a custom gesture, action, and effects. So let's have a little look. So gesture is our expressions. Familiar stuff. Effects layer. Ah, so no, gesture is the actual hand gestures themselves. Our effects layer has our gestures. Jesus, okay. I know what this is. I know what this is, but just it's scary to look at. Yeah, happy, angry, disgust. Both hands. Again, I do know what that means, but it's just scary to look at. So that's going to be the tail control. Yeah, neutral, up, down, right, left. That's going to be tail control. Beans, tongue, ears, fluff toggles. The mood blend tree is interesting. That's something where I'm like, yoink, probably gonna grab that. And then lots of body toggles. Okay. This might be a case of can I copy your homework? I'm damn good looking fox though. That's true. That's true. You could be a pretty lord. That's true. That's also true. And then action layer. You know what? We can probably leave that the way it is. We can probably leave that the way it is. That might be a if it ain't broke, don't fix it situation. weird how that's not on the floor. It's where it should be. I'm going to draw a box on you. No, can't. Not allowed. Speaking of can I copy your homework, I wonder how much of this I could just copy over. Because the Hyaenid head has the same blend shape names. So would the animations just be the same? Ooh, look at this lovely organized animation folder. Love to see that. That's beautiful. Yeah. Let's try it with this. Which one shall I try with? Eye shape? We can try eye shape. Create VR chat avatars. No, that's not right. Customize. Which one is it again? It's the action layer, right? No, it's not the action layer. The effects layer. Poopy's effects. Ooh, whoops. Right, a good way to do this would be... Action layer sounds like an adult superhero. Packages. Where's the example? Avatars. Samples. Controllers. There's the action. Hands layer 2. Idle. Locomotion. Sitting 2. IK. So I want to duplicate that. So, Goopies. Just delete that. Call this one Goopies _ FX. So now we have our hands. Okay, let's try eye shape. Eye shape. Set weight to 1. State. Eye shape. Neutral. I'm mostly doing this as a test. In that we put eye shape neutral. We go from make transition from any state. No, not what I wanted to do. Parameters. Integer? Yeah, integer eye shapes. I also need to include that in the parameters. Integer eye shapes. It's about the same. Cool. Star. Neutral, we already have. Heart. It's the same thing twice. Diamond. Get. I'm going to set this out in the same way that it is over on this screen. Make transition. Make transition. Make transition. Make transition. Eye shape equals 0. Eye shape equals 1. Eye shape equals 2. Eye shape equals 3. Eye shape equals 4. Okay. That's that bit. They released the gear set for the new content in FF. I can see the, I assume, caster being in high demand. I kind of want it for Rhythm. Hey, nice. New gear is always fun. Yacha, avatar, expressions menu. Eye shapes. Hello.
Hold on. Couldn't put two of the balls down because I need to get rid of some of the old balls.
Oh,
Do that first.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well done.
Loads of space.
Good. Yes. Did you actually? I could hear some thumping. So did you actually nail some of them down? Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. Oh dear. Mm-hmm. Submenu. Eye shapes. Submenu. Eye shapes. An ocean. Did I do that correctly? Who knows? Probably not, because there's probably something I forgot. Skip that for now. They all toggled on at the same time. So I think I did something wrong. Which bit did I miss, do we think? I've forgotten a number somewhere. Did you do it correctly? No. Does it work? Yes. It's done correctly. That's the neat thing. It didn't work. I definitely missed something somewhere, I'm almost certain, because I only have a vague knowledge of any given thing at any given time. Oh, value. Yep. I missed a number. That's alright. I knew it had to be something like that. So neutral was 1, 2, no, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So neutral, 0, heart is 1, star is 2, cat is 3, and diamond is 4. I think that is the bit that I got wrong. I think. I also just straight up haven't tested if the animation would work. I'm just assuming it would work because they have the same names, but they probably won't. Okay, well, we're correctly toggling between them. They are not doing anything. Which is probably because the animations don't work. So let's duplicate you. Hide the original, because you always animate on a duplicate. And I believe the problem is... I believe the problem is going to be... the name of the mesh is different. Nope, that's ear shape. Need eye shape, not ear shape. Where's eye shape? Ear. Eye. Here we go. Right, I assume for neutral, what I need to do is just make sure all of these are set to 0. For neutral. Like that. Now, hide that. And this one. Aha! There. We have added in eye-shaped toggles. Success. And when you toggle them off, it defaults back to neutral. Good. It worked. Fantastic. Progress. A thing worked. Excuse me. Big stretch. So this is where the expressions get set up. In terms of what faces we want being made when you hold down which things. Doing anything for Ferality this year? Yes, I got a booth. So I am trying to get my commissions done so I can put them in my booth. If you mean in terms of making assets, I don't freaking know if I'm going to have time, frankly. Because after this commission, I have a queue of like 3 more. Not kit bashes, but like, yeah. So I don't know how long... I don't know if I'm going to have time to make assets specifically like I did last year, because last year I didn't have a booth, so I made like 3 things to put on the shop. So we'll see. We'll see. You got one as well? Nice. I got snakes in my booth. Because I've only done this like 3 times, I always have to reopen a Unity file to remember how I like to do gestures, because there's many different ways to do expressions with hand gestures. And there is no one right way. But the way I like to do it is to have essentially like a empty that it defaults back to. Because some people make it so that the two hands can overlap, so that if you do like a gesture with the right hand, it does one thing, and if you do a gesture with the left hand, it does a different thing, and it does them both at the same time. Whereas the way that I have it set up, and again, this isn't right or incorrect, it's just a different way, is that the two hands cannot run at the same time. So for me, for example, quite common for the finger gun, a lot of people use that for a wink. I'm winking, you can't see me. A lot of people use that for a wink, and it's quite common to do like left eye wink on the left hand, right eye wink on the right hand. So you can do it so that if you press both finger guns at the same time, both eyes end up closing. And some people like that. Some people like having them cross over. The way I have it set up is that they don't cross over. I believe the left hand takes precedent because it's higher in the hierarchy. So if you press on my avatar, if you do right finger gun, the right eye closes. If you then also press left finger gun, the left eye closes but overrides it, so the right eye opens back up again. And that's how I set up my emotes. Some people set them up differently. Like one avatar I've seen, they've made it so that left hand purely controls like mouth expressions, and the right hand controls eye expressions, so you can mix and match them. So if you did like a finger gun eye expression, you could then either do a point mouth or a peace mouth or a rock and roll mouth, so you can mix and match them to get different expressions. And again, both are fine. It's down to personal preference, basically, in how you like to set them up. I was debating if I wanted to finish off an Abby for it, but I'm just gonna see how all the time goes. I'm also in I keep going on about it, but it's true. I'm in a desperate spot at the moment for money, so I kind of am in... It's a double thing of if I can get the commissions done, I can put them in my booth, and I can get money. So I'm really just want to do my commissions. Which is why I'm annoyed that Substance Painter has been misbehaving today. When I sweated it out making my model in VR chat, I tried to set up multiple eyes. Multiple eyes? Eef. Multiple eyes. In my VR chat model, right. Right. Technically hair? Oh my god. Not gonna lie, Hope, sometimes your VR chat model makes me cry. Just because from seeing it in-game, part of me can tell that there's some bits that are just not right. That girl ain't right. Part of me is curious to, like, get it and look under the hood and just be like, what did you do? Can you... Is that a thing you can do? Like, I've never actually asked if because it's a public avatar that you found, right? Is there a paid version that you can get and customize? Yesn't? Oh no. Because go figure, I didn't particularly want to Google VR chat Spider-Girl models because I would probably see something that I don't like. Oh, it's a Vroid Studio thing. I've never touched Vroid Studio. Currently, I'm looking at the screen and I'm slightly overwhelmed because in my brain, I'm like, there's so many things I could do. I don't know where to start. So it's like, overwhelmed. I suppose one thing that needs to be done is setting up all the animations, because I will need to just make them fresh. You basically create it as if you're creating a sim. I'm not a modeler, sadly, I never was. I could pay for it right now, but I don't use it too much, like barely. Yeah, no, I totally get that you don't use it enough to justify the expense. I was more curious more than anything else. I wasn't looking for you. I wasn't looking for you. Since it's a studio, I know it's probably not optimized well. It shows chats way above my head. Yeah, I think things like that are what hint to me that it's not great. And I've also realized, I think, from being just in worlds with you a lot, that there's evidently some sort of like misplaced vertex somewhere, because sometimes I can see like a little visual glitch out the corner of my eye and it moves when you move. So there's like something somewhere that's not right on it. The artist, when you look, you just get an eye for these things. I don't know what to tell you. You do just get an eye for these things. You learn what you can look for. I do a lot with music. I get you totally. Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I don't notice things with music because I'm not a musician. So there's a lot of musical stuff that I wouldn't notice. At this point, you could basically go looking for like a free avatar base, and I would just help you customize it because you help me like do videos and stuff. I'd just help you like organize it if you wanted to do something without spending money. If you just went onto Jinxie and like looked under the free section, you could probably find something, at least to like start with, you know? Kit cautiously opens Jinxie because boobers. There's nothing on the front page, is there? No, I don't think there's anything on the front page that would get me in trouble. So if you just open up Jinxie, go to search, categories, human, get a bad gateway because Jinxie is apparently being DDoSed, I guess. And then you go sort by price, low to high. Yeah. There's some free ones. So just have an explore, I guess. Because like it won't be the same as if it was like actually custom made to have additional eyes, but I could texture on the extra eyes as like a starting point. And I'd be willing to just do that for you because you've done a bunch of stuff for me. Obviously, we'd have to wait for when I have less stuff going on. Somebody thrown hope into an avatar room. Well, much like when doing it with you, Core, the only way I can really help in an avatar room is when people are looking for furry avatars. When it comes to looking for human ones, I don't have the knowledge for that. You have so much on your plate, I can ask you this. I can do it when I have less stuff to do. You do so much stuff for me. This can be a way of me saying thanks. I'll just have to do it when I'm less busy. You know? I realised that the album I was listening to has run out. It's fun rummaging through avatars. Yeah, it is. I would hope I only know a little about this stuff. Giving Blue a model that might trigger her arachnophobia would feel interesting. Yeah, no. Giving you extra eyes and limbs would be well beyond me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want, I could help a bit. I'm not an expert by any means, but still. Not now, obvious, but still, yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. Of like, I'll help out while I can, but obviously not now. I drew little spider eyes as hair opening and closing, and in Unity just connected them to eye movements so they do blink. Damn. Damn. Okay, so we've made the mood animations. Eye shape. Eye shape and mood. Should I create some toggles? Folder. Toggles. I suppose piercings is a more accurate name rather than just earrings. Alright, I combined them into the mesh, didn't I, for optimization purposes. I believe I made blend shapes for them. Animations, toggles, piercings, hide, piercings. Boopies, are you around? I'm just wondering if to make them one unified toggle or make them individual toggles. I don't think she's around at the moment. Might leave it. Leave it for now. Ask her whether she wants to have them individual, like able to toggle the nose ring but keep the earrings on, or vice versa. I'm good at Googling stuff. I think it came preloaded when I started coding. I can see how those two things go hand in hand. Ugh. I'm trying to figure out basic things like how to colour in some hair highlights with Blender in an exploited FVX file. My DMs are open! You can message me. This is the things that I know how to do. You can message me. I can help. I could try to summon her. It's okay. It's not like high priority. If she's busy, I do not need to disturb her. But you're busy. But you're my friend! All that means is that it might take me some time to answer you. You can message her freely, just make sure you have time if you're going to mention the Digital Circus. Ah! Shakes. Brr. Brain go brr. I sent you a Monster Nerd video. I am capable of messages. Yay. So I could quickly do like a thing here. Hang on, let me pause that so that that's done. First things first, if you have your model. If you have your model and your hair, try to find out where the hair material is. So you come over here and you can see all the different materials when you click on it. Can you find hair material? If you can, good. Step 1, you've located hair material. Step 2, you're probably going to go into UV editing. Don't mind the rainbow. A lot of the time I just need to find the video on the topic. The trick is finding one that's actually on the topic. That is always the tough part. Look at Task Manager and you'll see a bright red set right on the RAM section. Jesus. Oh. This thing, it wasn't even enough, so I had to upgrade to 32 for a smoother experience. I know, right? My RAM usage is about 15 gigabytes at the moment. It's not even that much. It's crazy how much browsers use. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. So, up here. Hopefully you have textures loaded in. If you don't, that's a whole other problem. If you have got textures in, hopefully you can find a hair texture to go with your hair. An easy way to see the UVs, if there is a hair material, if there's a hair specific material, you can select the material over here, and there's a button here that just says select. While you gotta be in edit mode for this. And it selects everything that has that material assigned to it. And now we can see what your UVs look like. This gives you something to work with. Because if it's anything like this hair was when I got it, it may end up just being a square, at which point, scream. You know, scream and pray for help. But hopefully it's something like this. If I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, oh my god, you have my sympathies. Because you don't have my RAM. I'm sorry, that was really mean. Which browser do you use out of curiosity? Blue is savage today, wow. I'm allowed! I have been tortured by substance. So excuse me if I'm snappy. Yeah, if you got to that stage and we seem fine, we've got UVs and you've got a hair material, you'll probably notice there's a tab up here called Texture Paint. This is the bit that I really wish Substance Painter would improve because the texture painting is so basic. And texture paint is kind of just what it says on the tin of you've got a draw brush. If you go over to tools, you can pick a color, a brush size, and you can just kind of paint on the model. And you'll see it's appeared over there. And that's like really fucking basic. But you can at least get color on it. And if you see at the top, it has, on this little drop down here, it has the material selected, and it has the texture selected, which is why I said step 1 is identify your material and your texture first. But there you go. You will also need to save this. You'll see there's a little star here on image on this side. Save. You will need to remember to save this image. But there you go. There is that's a very basic MS Paint recolor thing, because as you can see, we don't have any of the fancy stuff of Substance Painter. Like, we don't have mirroring. We don't have smoothing options. We don't have like layers. We have a very basic blur tool that likes to lag out. So yeah, but that's your basic beginner. I would like to slap some colors on. And I'm going to exit that without save. So you see here it says, do you want to save changes? And then it's got an additional tick box of, do you want to save to the modified image? To which I say, no, I don't. There you go. There's your very basic changing colors in Blender. See, that didn't take me too long to explain. My little sister plays Roblox with my browser still on. Oh my god. Roblox? Ew. I know, right? Ew. Yeah, and this is also an interesting way to do it because I think I only have one avatar other than the Hyaenid that has like a tongue control, which is the Volpa. And I believe the Volpa does it with bone animation, whereas this is doing it with blend shape animation, so that's interesting. There we go. Nope, there is no tongue bone on this one, because they're using blend shape animations for it. There is no tongue bone on this one. Roblox is still banned in Turkey, by the way, and so is Discord. They're just gone. Jesus Christ. No fun allowed. Big stretch. I'm doing a big stretchy. Okay. So when it comes to speaking of bone animation, if I put a tail control in, that'll be a bone animation. Fun fact, my avatar has half a tail control because I was working out how you set them up. So my own avatar has a tail that I believe can go up, down, and left, but I haven't done the right animation yet. So I've got half a tail control on my avatar. Imagine putting in effort to finish your own avatar correctly. How is that set up, I wonder? I've never set up an ambient animation before. I don't want to call it idle because idle is not the like it could be called an idle, but it's not like the idle. When words can mean the same thing. I don't know where that's located, so I don't know how it's set up. Interesting. Just interesting. So mood is set up via a blend tree. Is that why you crash? You can't turn right because your tail doesn't swoosh that way? Funny. Funny. mood. Set it to 1. I'm gonna move that up in priority. So I'm going to make a blend tree state. So this is going to be a 2D simple directional. I need to set up parameters for this, so I need are these floats? They're floats, aren't they? I think they're floats. Is mood X float mood Y? I think they're floats. Mood X, mood Y. Flirty, angsty, cheerful, sad, neutral. So we're going to make 1, 0, 1, -1, 0, 1. Going to make cheerful 0, 1. Going to make U 0, -1. And we're going to make U 0, 0. In the middle. Ooh, go away. Okay, I think that is set up. Blend tree in there. So now I need to add those to the parameters. So we've got mood X, which is a float, and mood Y, which is a float. Move you down in priority. And then we want to make a menu for it. So let's make a menu, create a VR chat menu. And we're going to call this one controls. And we're going to put in a new control called mood, which is a 2-axis puppet that uses the parameter. Where's the parameter not there? Horizontal is mood X. Vertical is mood Y. On the current parameter list, it sure should be. Up is cheerful. Right is flirty. down is sad, and left is angsty. I didn't set up the submenu. Submenu. Controls, which leads to submenu controls. There you go, that's also working. Nice. Hi, Art. How's it going? So it gives us slightly more face options. Just woke up, fed the dog. Nice. You're good puppy. Good dog. Okay, save that. That's working. Lovely. Oh yeah, chat, be honest with me, because of all of the stuff that was happening, did someone redeem random bingo and did I forget to redeem it? Because I've honestly forgotten if both of those things occurred. Be honest. Okay, what other things can we set up? I suppose it can make the expressions. Okay, well, it has been redeemed then, because technically, because the stream went up and down a few times, the cooldown probably reset. But let's be honest, that probably doesn't count. You know what, you can just have it anyway. Just have it anyway. Self-inflicted injury. Self-inflicted injury using Substance Painter. Wait, Spoopy's not here? Spoopy's not here at the moment, because I can set up something sneaky. I don't think she's here at the moment. Don't tell chat. Can you keep a secret? I redeemed one earlier as well. I'm not asking for another, I'm just saying. Okay, well, thank you for being honest. It's probably because of all the crashing. Guys, can you keep a secret? Keep a secret. There's a blend shape on the Hyaenid, which is very silly. You have to keep a secret, chat. Where is it? Is it here? Please tell me I didn't delete it. That doesn't feel like a thing I would have done. Oh, here it is. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. It's a secret. Shh. Don't tell. It's a secret. I'll put the secret song on just to emphasize that it's a secret. I'll let you do it for her. Correct use of that. Yes. I fully believe that they let him improv this entire track. Right, today on, is this an integer or a float? I don't know. Skibba-dibba-da-doo! Dabba-dabba-dabba, skibba-dum-dum-da-day! Now you're talking. Snoot is a float. It's a secret. It's a secret, chat. wait. I don't wanna miss you. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna go, no. Wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait to be. Okay, this is a. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna go, no. This is a one directional. Add motion. Add another motion. I'd like to make a motion. Ooh. Snoot. We put no snoot. And snoot. Mm-hmm. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna go, no. See, this is why we do things on a duplicate, because we've ended up in a weird state. There we go. Away, wanna away, wanna away, wanna away together with me. Controls. I'm going to put it on the control menu. This one is going to be a radial puppet. Snoot. Snoot float. Excuse me. Oh, it's a little treat. It's a little treat. I'm not going to tell her about that. I only hope she doesn't watch the stream back, because it'll ruin the surprise. I've realised now there is a chance that'll happen, and I have no control over it. I don't wanna go, no. See, Spook offered that we go for a walk after stream, but now it's fucking raining. And I am the sad. That's the same song twice. Interesting. You can walk in the rain, cuddle under an umbrella. Yay. I'm okay with that, but he might not be. Do the sappy cube couple bullshit. Anyone would think we're married. I'm just trying to think. I guess, as I said, I think I said before, I could probably like make the expressions, but just not assign them. I guess. Hmm. Okay, that was thunder. I feel like Spook will actually refuse to go for a walk when thunder is happening. Which, you know, is fair. Because, I think I'm also a little bit on the edge of maybe don't go out when it's thundering. Maybe we won't do that. This avatar contains Fizzbone or Collider components which have cyclic dependencies. As a result, some components will run out of order. Remove these components or change their dependencies. I don't know what that means. I've never seen that error before. What the hell is a cyclic dependency? Is it just because there's two of them in the scene? I fully don't know what that means. Hmm. I don't know what a cyclic dependency is. VRChat SDK cyclic dependency. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Happens when Fizzbone scripts that can collide with each other is on another asset, but this one. Oh, so it is because there's a it is because there's another version of it in the scene, I think. I think. Is what I'm gaining from that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it's got to be to do with when I changed up the arm colliders, because those are the main things that got changed. I don't think it's breaking anything, which I suppose is why it's a yellow warning and not a red warning. A red warning prevents you from uploading the avatar. I'm gonna just, because it keeps putting the error on, I'm gonna put write defaults on all of these, just because it keeps complaining. Because I've got write defaults on these. And that's another one of those ones where you can use write defaults, or you cannot use write defaults. Both are fine, but apparently you should not mix and match. You should use one or the other, but not both. So that's why it keeps complaining about write defaults, because I had a mixture. Yeah, warning's gone now. These test animations are have been very handy, and they're just on a prefab as well. So there's a prefab VRC Fury thing that comes with these animations. So when I am done with the tests, I can just delete the prefab and it'll take these animations off, which has been very useful for testing. I think it's because of the texture, but the neck looks so thin. But I think it's because the pale makes it look slimmer, because it really doesn't look too thin when it's from the side. So I think that's just an illusion of the texture. So silly. Okay. Well, despite everything, we did do work today. And some good work as well. We did some good setup. I'm really annoyed that Substance Painter doesn't want to work on stream. Because it did last week, and now it just doesn't, and I don't know why. It's just decided all of a sudden it doesn't want to, because it'd be like that. I might have to see about putting a spot there, because it's kind of like a notable gap from when the arm bends. That there isn't a spot there that I can see. Yeah, so when the arm bends down, it pulls the texture down. She's getting pretty close. Honestly, it's texture and expressions on like the need to do, and then toggles and stuff are optional depending on what Boopies wants, which I will need to talk to Boopies about. I got a little application that I have only ever used once called Screen to GIF, which does what it says on the tin. You can very briefly record a section of your screen and it will immediately convert it into a GIF. I might make a GIF of one of these test animations to put on my social media just to keep up engagement. You know, to be like, hey, I haven't posted anything in a while because I've been working on this for like 4 months. So I might do that. Maybe I'll do the catwalk one. Just upload a looping GIF of this. I am proud though. I do get when I sort of stop and look, I do get a smile on my face of just she looks good. And it looks like I guess natural isn't the word, but natural is the close I can get of like, you know, it all goes together. You know. So, yeah, I'm pleased. I am pleased. Flows properly. Yeah, yeah. Flows well together. So yeah, I am pleased. Okay. If anyone ever sees me on Steam opening and closing Substance Painter repeatedly, do me a favour and do not interact with me, because I will not appreciate snide remarks about Substance Painter crashing. Please and thank you. Right, I'm gonna go and I guess see what Spook wants to do for dinner. Apparently, I've got D&D tonight, which is crazy. But it's like a session. We got like a session 0. We haven't played in like 2 years, possibly longer. So like, yeah, we need a session 0 to just be like, what the hell was going on? So that should be fun. So it's mostly just scheduled time to talk about D&D. Not necessarily to play D&D, but scheduled time to talk about it. Bye-bye, take care. Bye, Core. Thanks so much for being here, and thank you everyone else. Thank you people lurking in the chat as well. Waves. Love you very much. I will see you guys tomorrow for FF. Probably do a little bit of moogling, see what the weekly moogle is, if it's something that's doable for me. I'll go do it. Try not to get upset. I'll try not to. I'll try not to. But yeah. So yeah. I'll probably see if I can try and do a little bit after D&D, frankly. Because we're gonna, if I can't do Substance Painter on stream, I'm very rapidly gonna get to the point where I'm being held back by that. Oh, I don't want that. So, need to get that texture done. Because if I get the texture done, it's gonna be like so close. Because we did some like Unity setup and tweaks today. The physics in Unity are done. You know, I've set up a few little bits of toggles. The main thing is the expressions. But if we can decide what I want to do expressions wise, that would maybe be a day to set them all up. So like it's so close. It's so close we can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. I'm gonna go. I need the bathroom. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I pressed the button to end, and that seems to have frozen as well. I don't know how Substance Painter managed to break that, but it did. Well, this is awkward now. Should I press the button again? Nope, it's just broken. Oh, probably because OBS is in safe mode. Great! Yeah, Substance did break that. Because we're in safe mode, it probably doesn't interact with that. Cool. Well then, this is awkward.